Alright, hello everybody. Today we're going to go for a ride with FSD Beta 10.10. We are supposed to get another update this weekend, but we haven't gotten it, so let's go for a drive with this version and I'll provide some director's commentary. Now, for people who aren't familiar, keep in mind this is beta software. It hasn't been released to the public yet. It's still in testing, so it does make a lot of mistakes. But I'll be here to supervise and make sure it doesn't make any of those mistakes and take over as necessary. But let's see how it does on this drive through San Francisco, California. So I'm already in autopilot right now. So I want to go to In-N-Out and get a burger. So I'll just push the voice command button and say, take me to In-N-Out on Jefferson Street. And I'll confirm that's the right one that I want to go to. And just like that, we're off. Sunday morning here right now. You can see a lot of people walking around, getting their morning walks in. They're shown in the visualization here. Now, stuff like this, a street where you have a bunch of stop signs and humans are expected to stop and wait and see if people are crossing at every stop sign over and over again. This is something that's really tedious and boring for a human to do. And if you ask a human to do it, they're going to get impatient and they're probably going to roll the stop. They're not going to do it in the safest way. You can see this guy right now is going around me because he got so tired of waiting for me to stop fully, as NHTSA recommends, or as NHTSA forced them to do actually. Before it would go down to like 2 miles an hour. Now it has to go down and touch zero momentarily before resuming. But the software doesn't get bored, it doesn't get frustrated. It can perform these maneuvers safely, it can give time to check, it can be polite to everybody, it doesn't get road rage. So for a situation like this, where you have a bunch of full stops that you need to make in a row, driving automation definitely improves the safety of how that stretch of the street is driven. If I were driving the car, I would not be waiting for these people. I would be acting like an asshole, going because my car is faster than theirs, probably not lowering my speed as much as I should. The software does a much better job, and for some reason it actually feels different than when you're driving yourself. You don't get impatient. I mean, sometimes you do. Sometimes you're like, all right, screw this. I'm just going to take control and drive myself. But it's not really my problem anymore. When I was driving, I was responsible for slowing down, checking, going again, handling all the tasks of the driving. So mentally you kind of want to get it over with and, just do it as fast as possible. You don't necessarily want to do it in the most cautious, safest way. But when you're just sitting back and letting the software handle it, you can really do whatever you want, think about whatever you want, and all you're really doing is making sure the software doesn't do anything crazy. So we're driving along here now, and I haven't had to do any driving. Just tell the system that I'm there pretty much, and it's handled all the controls. All I had to do was say, take me to In-N-Out, and now we're going there. I think that people don't realize that this exists today, that there are tens of thousands of people who have this capability to drive around in their cars. So you can see there was a person crossing the street there. I didn't even see what was going on. I didn't know why it was hesitating. I was actually thinking, oh, it's making a mistake and annoying that person. But then I noticed that there was that person crossing the street. So the software is obviously very primitive relative to human intelligence. It lacks basic common sense that even a baby has. But you can already see examples today where, and there's a couple of Waymos, you can already see examples today where its perception ability is exceeding the humans, or at least augmenting the humans by catching things they maybe weren't looking at the right moment. And that's really powerful. That's a strong argument for putting this technology in cars today. People are always like, we gotta wait until it's perfect. Well, it's never gonna be perfect. It's time to start taking advantage of the benefits of this technology today. It can have a huge impact. I mean, just consider, for example, the fact that the car understands traffic lights, it understands lanes. Really common mistake that people make sometimes. You're in a lane going straight and the left turn green arrow comes on, and you see it out of the corner of your eye and you start moving, and you go into the intersection as someone else is turning left. You almost get into a collision with them. This is something that it doesn't happen every day to any given person, but I'm sure a lot of people have accidentally done something like that at some point in their life, or seen somebody do it. It happens pretty frequently on the grand scheme of things. And simple things like that, where the computer's double checking, it knows that you are in the left turn lane or whether you're not in the left turn lane. It knows which light applies to you, and it can alert you. It can stop, it can brake, it can lessen the acceleration if it thinks you're making a mistake. This is stuff that the software can already do today and can provide huge safety benefits, whether you're doing manual driving or you're letting the car drive. So we're really messing up by not getting this technology into more cars. I think it's inevitable that it'll be mandated. This is the biggest, I mean, it's a bigger safety improvement than the airbag and the seatbelt combined. In the next decade, I think this technology could save more than 1 million lives. It could cross the 1 million lives saved mark and continue having a safety benefit for many years after that. So here's somebody crossing the street. FSD is very courteous, waits for them to finish completely, and then continues the turn. And again, even if you're driving manually, the fact that the car sees that person. Let's say I was going and making that right turn really fast and didn't see the person. The car could beep at me, it could brake, it could even move the wheel out of the way to give me extra room to avoid hitting her. It's very good for cars to be able to understand what's happening around them. And you can see the terrain of San Francisco is just a complete shit show. You've got streets going straight up, streets going straight down, people driving forwards, backwards, people. Yeah, I was saying something, but the camera just cut out. It stopped recording. I don't know if I set off a voice command or something. But I was saying, you know, San Francisco is just a ridiculous terrain for it to drive on, and it's handling it fine. Which leads me to think that computer vision really can work for driving in any environment, in any city. I mean, it's a proof of concept. It sounds crazy, but once you've seen it, it's a lot easier to believe. And I think it's funny that some people say that these videos are fake, and you know, I'm just driving around all day and oh. Oh. But no, it's not fake. This is entirely unscripted, as you can see. I didn't plan that, but the system tried it, it handled it. I didn't have to take over. I was getting ready to, but I didn't. So you can see the cars being very cautious of these pedestrians. They're a little confused why it's going so slow, but I'm not going to do anything. Okay, yeah, go. It's like, that's not ideal. It should have either gone or whatever. But it did the right thing when they decided to go and just stopped and let them go. So these are the little things that you just need a lot of experience to understand the difference to. That was kind of on the borderline because the guy was standing on the street, but he wasn't crossing, he was waiting. And then the system just wasn't sure if it was clear to go. So these are the kind of things that get a trigger, they pull the footage, and then they can refine the behavior. Autonomy is like threading a needle, right? It's about the subtle, okay, what's going on here? I think it was trying to go around some pothole or something, or some perceived pothole. Okay. Cool. Alright, I don't know why it's stopping here. It should actually be stopping over there. That's like kind of... oh, no, that's not good. The light is red. It's kind of like a relatively common thing. Sometimes it doesn't know where to stop. Alright, so they're just waiting for this guy to cross the crosswalk, I think. Let me give it a little accelerator push. It's kind of not moving. Alright, there we go. Alright, and now here we are at In-N-Out, and it was a Zero Takeover Drive. So hopefully the new update comes. Alright, so we finished our In-N-Out. Where should we go next? Take me to Coit Tower. Alright, I've picked a destination. Let's go. So this is Fisherman's Wharf. Super busy area of San Francisco. Lots of pedestrians. Lots of cyclists. Lots of foot traffic. Lots of cars. Tight street. So waiting for this guy to cross the street really slowly. And we got this car driving backwards. Alright. Really hesitating here. Okay. Alright, we're finally moving. Guy walks through the street. We got a tight situation here with the cop basically stopped there, so the car decided to wait. They didn't feel comfortable going between the truck and this police car. Now it's still waiting. Okay, I was about to give it some acceleration, but nobody's really bothered. Nobody's behind me, so we'll just let it do its thing. Let's see. Alright, is it ever gonna go? No. Let me give it some acceleration to tell it to go. Okay. Alright, we gotta stop a truck here. We're gonna go around it. Cable car. Just normal San Francisco things. Alright, now the light's green. This guy's gotta fucking drive backwards. This guy's turning left. This is your typical shit show. This guy's getting in the car. Okay, so now we gotta go around this guy. This guy's trying to cross the street. So the car's being very cautious, waiting to see if he was gonna go jump out. And now we gotta make a left turn here. We don't have a left arrow. There's some pedestrians crossing on the left. And now that they're gone, we complete the turn. This shit's getting good. What can I say? Just saw the release notes for the next version while I was at In-N-Out, and it looks like a great release. Super excited for that. This car's in 2 lanes right now, kind of, but the car's still smart enough to know to keep its distance, which is obvious to a human. It's not obvious to a computer. Got a guy on the left here. Now see, the car is able to predict that he's going to go closer in front of me because the bus is in the way. And it slowed down appropriately even before he jumped out closer in my direction. Alright, nice right turn there. Okay, that was a little slow. I think it should have decided it was clear to go faster, but whatever. You can always press the like, if I wasn't recording a video, I probably would have either taken over or pressed the accelerator rather than just making it wait that long. I always tell people the accelerator pedal's your friend, and it sends a signal to them so they know that you pushed it, and they can potentially use that. To avoid him. Very good. Feels a little bit close to that curb, but it's clear. Maybe I'm just a little overly paranoid, but it would be good if I didn't feel that way, if it gave it extra clearance. Alright, here we are. We've made it to our next destination. Alright, why don't we do one more? Take me to Fort Point. I can't believe my car can already do this. It's just unreal. Like, this software hasn't even been released yet. Just imagine where we're going in a couple of years. There's going to be robots walking around on the streets with us every day. Car-shaped robots, human-shaped robots. Alright, so we're kind of waiting for everyone to cross right now. As you can see, there's some people. So I think it did a pretty good job of that, all things considered. It's not really the most natural or human way to have handled that, but it didn't run anyone over. And I think that's pretty impressive, that the car just has cameras and it's able to figure out where the people are to navigate, and it's able to do it safely. Okay, here's some people on the side. Oh, yeah. So there were some people on the side there on the right. It moved to the left to avoid them, but then there was a car coming to the left. So then it had to quickly move back to the right. So yeah, it could be done a little better. Maybe you didn't have to move over so much. It was a little bit extreme. I would have maybe just slowed down and moved a little, but again, it didn't hit anything, so overall it's still, you know, it didn't crash. We'll give it that. It wasn't exactly ideal. You know, someone might crap their pants if they're using FSD and something like that happens, but I'm a little bit used to it now. It doesn't bother me too much. Okay, so we're gonna brake hard for no reason. Oh, well, there is a reason. There's some people crossing the street over there. I didn't necessarily notice them, but the car did. But it didn't need to brake that hard and that soon for them. it's really kind of the uncertainty. The fact that the computer doesn't know for certain. It knows there's some people over there, but there's a margin in error in really how far away are we from hitting them. Okay, we're going downhill. What's the stopping distance going to be? That kind of stuff. So there is a little bit of discomfort caused by it being overly cautious. But as it gets more certain of itself, there's less of that uncertainty because the software gets better at its detections. Then they can stop in a more smooth way and be confident that the pedestrians are going to be safe. Alright, we got a guy pulling out here and turning right. We also need to turn right. Very good, very good. Thought that guy might be pulling out, but then it said, oh, nope, he's just sitting there. Okay, this looks like a shit show up ahead. We gotta stop truck. Many times this kind of thing can derail the drive if it gets stuck behind the truck or something like that. So let's see if it gets stuck. But no, it looks like it is going around. It sees the guy. It's stopping because it saw the guy, but he's well out of the way, so it's proceeding. Now we've got another guy coming up, and at the same time we've got pedestrians crossing the street on both sides. So the car's creeping forward, moving over to the right, giving this Honda room to go, and proceeding. Very beautiful. Like, this is a breakthrough, a software breakthrough. It's not perfect, but it shouldn't be able to be this good. And this is the old version. Tomorrow, this version is going to look like a piece of shit, probably, compared to what the new version can do. The rate of improvement is just so quick. Alright, we got a bunch of people crossing, a bunch of kids. The car is a little further back compared to where I would be. I would be much closer to the crosswalk, but I'm much more certain that I'm not making contact with pedestrians or anything like that. Typically what it'll do is you'll see now it's creeping forward a little bit. When it sees the pedestrians are done, then it'll start moving closer to the crosswalk. And that's good because otherwise okay, the light's green and it's not going, so I'm going to push the accelerator. And that's good because obviously there's some uncertainty. You wouldn't want to run into the crosswalk and block it or anything like that. So until they're more confident, you know, a better safety margin is a good way to go. Alright, looks like we got a group of people crossing the street on an uphill. And the car slows down. It waits for them to cross. Now we've got a guy running in a very strange... Oh. We've got a guy... Okay, this guy wanted to go around me. Maybe he thought I was pulling over or something. Or maybe the car moved over because it wanted to let him go around me or something. Okay, now we're stopped here for no reason. I almost pushed the accelerator but didn't. I think maybe it was because it saw those guys over there and thought they might cross. So one of the things in the release notes was reduced, slowdowns for VRUs, false slowdowns where it wasn't needed. So this is the kind of thing that we're hoping it'll be able to prevent. A lot of these times you're like, why is it slowing down? But you don't realize that it either saw someone and they just weren't gonna, they're not going that direction, or it saw maybe even a mark in the road and thought it looked like a pedestrian or a cyclist or something. So, yeah, these are the things that they're working on improving with 10.11 coming out. Okay, this is a tricky right turn because of the parked cars on the right. They're parked kind of this way, which is done on very steep roads in San Francisco. So it did that good. It did that well. Okay, I don't like when it does that. It's thinking the road is too narrow and it needs to move over to the right because of these cars, which kind of makes me feel uncomfortable because of the way these cars are positioned. But I don't think it really needs to do that because there's a yellow divider. In general, sometimes there's a divided road with the yellow line, so there's 2 lanes of traffic going 2 directions, and the car dives and moves over to the right unexpectedly, which can be kind of jarring. Alright, this guy's getting pissed off. But I think my car is like trying to figure out what to do about this guy. Yeah, I think it was hesitating because it wasn't sure if it was clear to go or whatever, or it knew it had to get around that guy. So that annoyed the guy behind me. But luckily, we are moving into a 3-lane section of the street, and he can go around me and he'll be happy. Again, if I was driving, and I encourage you all to drive this way, and somebody's getting annoyed, I'll just take over, I'll press the accelerator pedal. The only time I kind of avoid making takeovers or corrections that aren't strictly necessary is for these videos. And my camera just cut out again. I don't know why it's cutting out. Maybe I have some setting wrong or something. GoPro stop. Oh, god damn it, oh shit, I better not say that. I think because I was saying, I was saying go, and I was also saying stop. I think that it was falsely registered as a voice command. That's annoying. I hate when the video cuts out because, I don't know, someone might think I tried to edit something out or something. But I didn't. I just had these voice commands on, and I don't know why. Who the hell thought that would be a good feature? It hasn't really impacted me much because I don't talk during these videos, but I'll have to turn that off. Nope, stay there. Take me to the Walt Disney Family Museum. I'm just trying to not make it take the highway and make it take the city streets instead. Change lanes. Very good. I can't wait for the highway to get lane changes like this with B11. Turn left here. Very nice, getting into the turn lane. Cool. Alright, we got a roundabout here. Let's see how we handle this. Okay. cool. Good. Not too bad. Maybe a little bit of hesitation after the car went, but can't complain. Here we've got some confusing lane markings. It looks like this lane used to be a stop sign going the other way. But the system's smart. It's able to drive anyway and not be confused. Alright, we got some people walking with their dog. Alright. Just trying to go around them. Okay, now it's just driving on the other side of the road. And there's another car coming. So I went back to its side. Not bad overall. Could have been handled a little bit better. Okay, here we got a little kid. Gotta be extra careful of the kids. Alright. Take me to Fort Point. Yes, this one. The guy behind me is like, what the hell is this guy doing? Okay, so far we've had 3 Zero Takeover Drives back to back. Okay, not sure what it did that. Maybe it thought someone was pulling out, or it wanted to give those cars some space or something. Alright, I'm gonna make a right turn. Looks pretty good. And by the way, I've never driven the speed limit in my life before I got FSD Beta. Now it's like safe, calm driving everywhere. It's amazing. People should be in love with this technology. It's a Trojan horse that takes the most impulsive speed demon drivers and it turns them into grandma drivers that are very safe, very courteous, very cautious, and that's a great thing. And I can still take the road, still take the wheel and have fun when I want, but I find that I only want to do that for a small part of the drive, if any, and most of the time I'd rather just let the software handle the mundane tasks of driving. Like for example, when you're in traffic, you can't go that fast. It's not really that fun. So you might as well just let the car do it and you can enjoy the scenery or listen to music or whatever. So that was good. It waited for this cyclist to finish the left turn before proceeding, which of course you would expect it to do. But it's challenging. Okay. Giving the cyclist some extra room. I'm also having my hands ready just in case something happens, but it was all good. Handled that cyclist just fine. Okay. Very good. Yep, I love having a self-driving car. You just tell it where you want to go and it'll just take you wherever. It's fun. Everyone should get one. If you're watching this video, and you don't have one, go order one on Tesla.com. It costs $250. Even if you can't afford the FSD, all the cars can run it. So go get one. It's worth $250. Even if you don't end up going through with it, just get your name down before the price goes up and all that stuff. You're going to want one eventually, and especially with gas prices the way they are, you'll save a ton on gas because you don't have to buy gas, you just charge it. Okay, we're coming up on a very kind of pedestrian heavy road. I like to take FSD down this road a lot because it's got a lot of pedestrians and cyclists kind of just freeform moving around, as well as cars. So it's a good way to test the system's handling of vulnerable road users. Alright, we've got this girl running here. It's being very cautious of her, overly cautious. Really, I would just maybe be driving a little bit on the other side of the road right now, but that's okay. There's a guy behind me who might be kind of annoyed, but that, you know, what can you do? Alright. Very nice. Got a cyclist here. It started moving over, but then it saw some pedestrians, so then it waited behind the cyclist. Share the road. Cyclists, pedestrians, cars. And here's the Golden Gate Bridge. It's looking very beautiful today. We're waiting behind these guys because there's other cars coming. Okay, got a mom and a daughter on the scooter. We got people jogging. We've got cyclists. Alright. There's some people walking over there, so we're gonna move back to the center now. People really close on either side of the car. We're trying to get around people, but we just can't get around. There's just so many people coming. Oh. Okay. Some dogs. This guy behind me is like, God damn it. But he's probably just sees all the people and is like, okay. He must just be thinking this is like my first time driving in San Francisco or something. Okay. Alright, let's be careful of these dogs. These people. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ooh, alright. We made it most of the way there. Okay. This guy wants to cross. He's waiting. It's gonna go. Okay. Let's maybe. That's not right. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna turn it off here. We got the idea. And yeah. Alright, so that's all our FSD drives for today. I'll see you guys again for the new update 10.11, and hopefully it's got some good improvements.